Good morning, guys. Today I'm off to do 4 trails today that are located along Route 441 in the Lancaster area. This is a road that goes by along the river, but you don't really see the river from the road. And I work in Mannheim. I travel from York to Mannheim, and on my way home I take this route every day. And I noticed that there was a couple of trails on that route other than the Breezy View Overlook and the Chickies Rock Overlook, which I'm also going to do today because I have not covered them here. But there's also 2 other trails. There's the Clayton Shenk Trail, which is on the opposite side of the road. And it's not on all trails. I only found it online. I found a map of Chickies Rock Park and I saw that there was this other trail. And so that one I'm kind of excited about because I never heard of it and I don't hear much about it. And then there's the Northwest River Trail. So what happens is I'm going to go down and park first, try to find the parking at Clayton Shenk Trail and do that one, then come back right out to 441 and go down to Chickies Rock and do that one, then come back up on Breezy View Overlook. And that one supposedly also comes down the hill and goes along the Northwest River Trail. You can find the Northwest River Trail, access to it from different areas. There's a light up that road that I come out on that goes straight into Marietta and has a big sign for the Northwest River Trail. And I see it here and there on my route, but I couldn't figure out where to park. So we're going to do this adventure today and see what happens. Okay, so we're here, Clayton B. Shenk Trail, and there's 2 ways you can go here, as you can see, left or right. I'm going to go to the left here, and both of these, the ending of both of these is kind of like an out and back. So I'm going to try to make it do the full trail today. I'm not even sure how long the trail is, so we'll have to see. But as you can see, the parking is here. There's plenty of space to park. This is located if you are going on Route 441 from Marietta or from York, Route 30. You would get off at the 441 exit and turn right towards the on 441. When you get to 441, you want to go towards Marietta if you're coming from York. And it's not a very well-known trail, but you get off at Old Chickies Hill Road, you go back and around a bend, and then when you come around a bend, just look for an area of parking, and you'll see it once you get up to it. But yeah, this is what it is so far. I see that it's groomed, and there's some blazes there, 2 red blazes. So we're gonna find out what this is like. Now up here already I can see that there's a split, so I'm gonna go back on my All Trails map. I don't have a map of this park. There is none listed on All Trails, but you can just hit the navigate button no matter where you are, and usually it'll pick up on what trails are in that particular area. So that's what I'm doing today. So it looks like this trail to the right here will dead end very shortly. I don't know why there is a trail here. We're gonna find out. You can hear Route 441. There's a lot of traffic on that road. So that's kind of loud in the background, and I apologize. I didn't yet clip on my microphone, so I'm just holding the phone close to my mouth. This is a little uphill, but it's not overgrown or anything. Let's just find out what the big attraction is up here. First, I'm going to tell you, it is a very steep climb. My hamstrings are feeling it already, and I'm breathing heavy, but it's a short climb. And it looks like it comes out to sort of an overlook here. Yeah, lots of graffiti. There is this overlook. You can't see much of anything, I'm sure, though during the winter, fall and winter. Wow, I mean, they have really graffitied these rocks up here. We'll get out here to the edge. And the overlook kind of just, you can see the ground below. I'm sure you can get up from that trail down there as well. Let me show you. See, there's a little trail right there. I can't show it to you. I have to get an arrow to it when I put it online. But it does have a trail that comes up to this way too, which I might run into that as I go on the other side paths on this particular trail. It's a nice little overlook. I think too, when there's no trees, you might be able to see the river through here. But just to give you an idea, this is a pretty decent sized rock formation. No idea if it has a name. It looks like perhaps it may have been a climbing spot at one time as well, if you're just doing some scrambling or traversing. This side, there's a trail off to this side too. It just goes kind of around, I believe. That overlooks some of the woods down there. Yeah, this would be a nice place to rock scramble. Not a huge climb, but all right. Let's go back down and turn to the left down here. So I just discovered that there is yet another path up here through the woods, because I went back to my all trails and thought I was going back the way I came. There's actually another path past the point where the official trail, I guess, ends. And so I had to backtrack a little bit and come back to go back down to where I was going. So just like any other park, you have multiple ways to go that some aren't marked. And on most days, I would have explored that particular trail. Probably can even go through there. But I want to hit four different parks today, so I don't want to take up the time for that. So now we're back at the juncture where I went to the left, and I'm now going to go towards the right. Sorry, quick correction in case I said it wrong. When you're coming from the parking lot, the first path I took was to the right, and this one's to the left. So far, this one is steeply downhill. And it looks like on the map, it makes a few turns. One of them, you can avoid 441 if you don't go to the right, but you can go to the left and continue on with the Clarkson Shenk Trail. I forget the name even already. Clarkson Shenk Trail. Blah! Say that 3 times with gum in your mouth. So you can see as you get to the bottom right here, it'll have a sign that says to the left to stay on the trail. If you go to the right, it just takes you out to the road. And, you know, that's pretty obvious when you're here. And this to the left, for a short time, appears to be like a utility road. Wide open spaces, nicely mown. There's some old posts. I guess they had, maybe it was a regular road at one time, and they had, you know, posts along the sides. Don't see a lot of real super interesting and unusual things on the trail yet, but it's just really nice to know that there are other areas close to home that you can go, and they're private and they're in nature. Just fresh air, you know. So very shortly down that path, you come up to another sign, trail, no horses. Prior to this, they allow horses. I haven't seen any horse exhaust yet though, so I don't know if it's a popular trail for horses. Seems to me it'd be kind of short for horses. But you go around the bend here, keep following it. Still a nicely groomed path. Not a whole lot to see, but still, it's a walk in the woods. And you can see there's plenty of markers. They've even put in these little 2x4s. I don't know, maybe it floods through here sometimes. Kind of a windy path. At the top of this hill, there is a sharp left turn. There's an arrow on the tree. Oddly, it says horse trail to the left and horse trail to the right. So I'm just gonna assume that yellow blazes means it's a horse trail, but time to check my map again. Okay, this little trail to the left with the yellow blaze goes to the Conestoga Tractor Company. I'm not really interested in that, so I'm going to continue to go forward on the paths in front of me. Alright, at the top of this climb, when you see this big tree here, the path goes forward. There's also another path off to the side, but according to my map, that would take you probably back out to 440, or Old Chickies Hill Road. There might be some other trails back through there also that aren't listed, but again, today I'm trying to cover 4 trails, so I'm not really going to explore too awful much. Not sure what's happening here on my All Trails navigation map. So it says the trail dead ends. You see you're walking along corn stalks, but there's poles and there's signs and directions. I'm probably going to be going to my left, but I need to see where that ends up. So if you are a fan of having cornfields as your destination, this is one of your go-to spots. Anyway, there's another sign here at the end of this where the map actually dead ends, but there's got to be, since they have a sign there, there has to be a way to get back, and I'm thinking this just goes out to the road again. That's what it looks like. It's an old barn here, nicely mowed path. If it's safe, I may just do the road walk back down to my car. Okay, it looks like this comes out to a place where there's houses and it's probably somebody's driveway. But no, it looks like... Hey! Stop. And a dog just came barreling towards me, so I just stopped. No use walking, that's okay. You probably don't get many people back here. That was interesting. Very nice man. Dog just a little, you know, protective, harmless, but I didn't want him to chase me, so I kind of just stood still till the owner got to me. Very nice man. So this comes out to Klein, let me see what this says up here, Kleinsville Road, which is a tiny little road and a little development here. And I'm going to turn left here, and on the map it looks like it hits up Old Chickies Road, okay, Old Chickies Hill Road again, which is a pretty safe road as far as I can tell. Right out there is 441. Definitely not walking down that road. That is like Death Valley. So I'm going to go across the road here and walk towards this other road. So there's where we just came from. If you can see, there's that barn and the sign, and there's a little, like I said, a little road, a pathway through the cornfields, and a little road out to Clinesville Road. You know, it occurs to me there has to be another way to get to that trail, and there's nowhere to park up here, so you would have to go a different way to get to that sign. So I don't know, it's probably through the woods. Anyway, I can see the sign up here, the stop sign that we're coming to. That'll make a left on Old Chickies Hill Road. So this is Old Chickies Hill Road. You'll make this left here, you'll see a cemetery. Just be careful, there are no shoulders along this road, but it's not a terribly busy road, especially in the middle of the day. A couple cars here and there. There's a lot of beautiful flowers along this road here. There's some honeysuckle, looks like some snapdragons, a couple of trillium. I think that's trillium, I'm not really sure. But look at this, just wildflowers. You know, of course, you still gotta be, you know, attentive to cars. And like the picture I just posted in the middle of the video there, even though I changed my backpack setup today, one thing I never go anywhere without, unless it's like a circle, pavement circle in a park, is something bright orange. Not only just for hunters, but you know, as you can see, there's this car coming around a corner, and I want to be able to, even though I'm off the side as far as I can be, I still want them to be able to see me. So it's a little less risk. So wear your orange. And just to make it so that you're not just carrying something extra, this is actually a buff that I got in orange, and it's just super useful for lots and lots of things, this being only one of them. So when you're walking Old Chickies Hill Road, you'll get up to an intersection, is Mount Airy Road, and right across from it there's another path back into the woods that goes back to the early part of this trail to make it a loop. And rather than having to walk the rest of the way on that road with the curves and stuff, even though it's probably safer than like a highway, I chose to go back this way, since I haven't been back through here on this part yet, but also to be a little safer. So go through this cut down tree here and back onto a nice little grass path. Maybe I need speech therapy. Sometimes I just can't pronounce my words. So this is pretty much right where we will meet up and follow back at the path that we already were on. It just meets right up with it. Nice path too. Mowed, shaded. Okay, back in my car. That was 2.7 miles. There was nothing spectacular to see, but it was a good workout. There's a lot of ups and downs. You know, the most attractive thing I would have to say on this is it's private. There is that overlook, well, the rock crop that we saw in the beginning. One thing I noticed is there's a car that's been sitting here in the same parking lot with 2 people in it when I pulled up, and it's been over an hour. And when I first pulled up, they were just sitting there eating their lunch, and they're still there. So I don't know what that's all about, but they seem harmless. So let's go to the next one. The next trail is right up the road.